So another Sweet Baby Inc. title. This one is called South of Midnight. I've got the trailer pulled up here. Compulsion Games, a dying DEI infected studio surrounded by complete chaos. So it says Sweet Baby Inc. South of Midnight sets collision course for failure. Um, let's actually watch this first.
Been a while. So, you remember that favor you owe me? I'm looking for a creature. Huge, sneaky, teeth like knives. No? Well, hey, how about you guys? No? Nobody? Not helpful. Mm-hmm. Sneaky.
Okay, so that's South of Midnight. So the animation style is interesting. The gameplay I saw, it looked very like stale. Well, not stale, but very not like what you would expect in a game in modern day. You know, it basically looked like you would play like a PS1 game with the controls, with how clunky it looked and just how unnatural it looked. It didn't look fluid at all. It looked clunky. But yeah, that was South of Midnight. Compulsion Games, once celebrated for their ambitious title, We Happy Few, has now instead become a reminder of what happens when politics, misguided corporate. Now, remember, I am reading an article. These are not my words. Okay, this was written by someone else. I'm simply reading them. I love the rereads who listen and think that like this is what I'm thinking. Like all these are my opinions. No, I'm reading an article. Okay, I'm reading an article. Um, so just gotta keep that in mind here. Uh, Misguided corporate intervention and disastrous management coverage, or converge onto itself. Their upcoming project, South of Midnight, is already being touted as a near guaranteed flop, and the reasons behind its impending failure paint a grim picture of the studio in turmoil. Instead of addressing the obvious issues, they choose to lash out and block critics who embolden their already ridiculous yeah. Well, part of the course for these companies now, they don't want to listen to actual criticism and they don't care what the gamer has to say. If you criticize the game in any capacity, whether it be valid criticism or not, they'll just, you're a bunch of phobes and isms and they'll block you. Because these game companies aren't about making games anymore, it's about pushing agendas. Uh, exodus of talent and studio mismanagement. The core team behind We Happy Few, which propelled Compulsion Games into the spotlight, has all but vanished. Less than 10% of the original team remains, with many departing after becoming completely disillusioned with the studio's direction post-acquisition by Microsoft. And there's another reason why: Microsoft. Reports coming in have told me that extremely talented developers were hamstrung by poor hiring decisions and promotions based on DEI rather than merit. Again, par the course for modern gaming, because it's not about having the best qualified people, it's not about having the most experience, it's about checking boxes. We've seen this with all these other companies. Ubisoft, EA, Square, all these companies that were once great are now being reduced to, well, we need to have the most diverse group of people. Not people who can actually make the game. No, it needs to be diverse. You have people like Matt Hansen at Obsidian, and in Obsidian, like, oh yeah, if you're black, let me know and DM me, and I will always put you a top priority because this place is run by too many crusty white dudes. So when you hire people who don't have the experience that you need, your games are going to suffer. And I can't believe saying this is somehow controversial, that I will be attacked just for saying this. How is that? It's not even remotely controversial. When you have people who don't have the skills you need, the product is going to suffer. But no, somehow it's, oh, you're being a phobicism. How about the people who are, discriminating against certain groups of people because they want to be more diverse? How about the companies who are excluding white men and excluding biological women to let in black people and trans individuals? What about so you want to talk about all that other crap? How about the companies who are participating in discrimination, which is illegal? At least in the United States, that is illegal. So there's that. Unqualified staff have been elevated to leadership roles, creating absolute chaos within the project itself. As one former developer bluntly put it, they have no idea how to make a game. And I've discovered during my research, it only goes straight downhill from here. Sweet Baby Inc. and Microsoft's influence. Why is it always doing this? Why is it always doing this? Seriously. Come on. How about this? There. Well, it was there for a second. It's there for a second. Downfall of South of Midnight can be traced back directly to the involvement of Sweet Baby Inc. and Microsoft. Former developers have come forward with shocking information about the project. Huge shout out to Grums. The once promising fantasy story inspired by creative directors' upbringing in the Deep South has transformed into a disjointed mess due to misguided external influences. It sounds like it could have been a great game had Sweet Baby Inc. not gotten involved. Sweet Baby Inc.'s focus on diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives has now taken precedence over the actual game development, leaving the project in a poor state. See update. More ex-developers come forth about Sweet Baby Inc.'s project, South of Midnight by Compulsion Games. Community manager is still protected after saying she hates gamers and has a problem with Asian and white people. I'm guessing that's who this is. Wow, imagine that. But it's okay to be racist against white and Asian people. Main character was race swapped in order to better reflect the tale set in the Deep South. after MS and SBI involvement. The team was created. The team that created their past celebrated title, We Happy Few, is mostly gone, leaving behind disillusioned. Many leaving after being disillusioned about change after the Xbox, MS, and SBI involvement, studio politics, and more. Promotion of non-qualified staff to lead and management positions resulted in a mess of a project. No idea how to make a game. The dev team is almost entirely white and based in Montreal, Canada, and many dev felt uncomfortable creating game in the deep south with little to no experience in the area. The gamer-hating community manager Pikachu Lita is cited on one of the many incompetent staff promoted, so I'm guessing that's what the person we saw. Devs paint a picture of a passion project by the creative director who grew up in the South, gone awry after MS money, project in poor state of development, good devs with good intentions being hamstrung by poor hires, and yeah, that's usually how it happens. People are just there to do a good job, and nope. Nope. Can you just like do this right, please? I mean, you can tell that the first picture is clearly of a white chick. So, um, my personal hope is Compulsion Games turns this around, creates a beautiful fantasy story they intended. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. That's hilarious that a company that created a game that parallels 1984 will be destroyed by the thing 1984 warns about. But of course, the cry bully standard tactic. So this is the community manager. She, her, huh. Huh. Race swapping and token representation. Among a ton of wild decisions that were made, the most controversial one was to race swap the main character, trying to somehow better reflect the Deep South, but the change, reportedly pushed by SBI and Microsoft, feels more like pandering. I mean, it's the Deep South, so I guess it's whatever. As long as she's not some stereotypical character, which, I mean, we saw the piercing in the nose ring, so compounding its ridiculousness is the fact that the development team is almost entirely white, based in Montreal, with extremely limited experience or understanding of the culture that they are trying to portray. Sweet Baby Inc. is also based in Canada. Oh, they're Canada. Oh, it's the home of hockey sticks and maple syrupy. How you doing there, guy? It's nice to see you there, friend. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. I love you guys. I know a lot of you guys who watch me are from all the great white north, with their hockey bats and your Justin Trudeau's and your maple leaves. Based in Canada, how exactly are they supposed to be historical and moral arbiter of truth when it comes to betraying the deep south of the United States? According to Grums, a black writer was brought on board to lend authenticity because apparently, if you're black, you just know about the South. That's like assuming, like with Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's like bringing in a Japanese person, assuming they know everything about Japanese culture and all that. Especially when they're like Japanese American and they've lived in America, assuming they know everything there is to know about Japanese history. Like, oh, well, you're black, so you must know everything about the South. That's kind of racist. But the lack of the actual genuine cultural knowledge amongst the broader team of SBI and Compulsion has left many developers feeling uncomfortable with the direction, and rightfully so. You gotta ask the obvious elephant in the room question: Why are they trying to inject race as the main focal? Because it's modern gaming. There you go. I just answered the question. Because it's modern gaming. Because they don't care about making a good game. They care about identity. They care about representation and being able to see yourself. So that's why. Because gaming companies are not gaming companies anymore. And then they wonder why all their projects fail. Junk Race with main focal point, the video game, and it has literally nothing to do with the prior to Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement in the project. The game itself should be all the gamers actually should be the game. The game itself should be all that gamers actually care about. The social political messaging isn't a welcome one and has been injected wholeheartedly by a vast majority by the community at this point. As far as the game above, the game itself, Practical blocked me, so I had to create my own video to post here. What's with the toxic community manager? One of the most egregious examples of poor hiring decisions is the promotion of Katie Robinson, the community manager, also known online as Pikachu Lita. Katie has a history of, instead of focusing on her talents and creativity, using her race and sexual preferences to define. This is exactly what I've been talking about. This is how they write characters, because these people, that's how they are. They don't have any real personality. And so for her, everything is about her race and her sexual preference. This is why the characters are never good, because the people writing them are like this. And you can say, oh, well, she's a community manager. Yeah. But the writers are just like her. This is why characters aren't good, because when you make a character based on your race and sexual preference, they're not going to be good characters. If they're going to be black, if they're going to be gay, if they're going to be trans, if they're going to whatever, make them good characters. It's not that fucking goddamn hard. And yet you people who are complaining about, oh, you just did the phobic, you're clearly not listening to us because you don't want to listen to us. We're not saying we don't want the representation or diversity. We're saying stop making crappy characters. And yet you people just, you're just a phobism, you hate strong black women. You know, go whine to someone who cares. Because I don't fucking care. Because clearly you're stupid. So a person like this is exactly the kind of people they have working there. People who their entire personality is their freaking sexual preference and their skin color. And when you put those into characters, they're bad characters. Make better written characters, and maybe people won't trash them. It's what people have literally, who have literally nothing to offer in industry, have found success on recent years. Yeah. This is how the people are. Like, these people are so boring and so bland to the point that a freaking bowl of paper and sugarless grape nuts have more personality than these people do. Pikachu Lita, aka Katie Robinson, community manager for South of Midnight, is extremely racist, anti-white individual that Compulsion Games Microsoft's felt would be a great representation to assist them in selling their upcoming game. I'm guessing this is her. Really get a sense of who she is. Look at her feed, her tweets and retweets, both blunt and fearless, and they may not be for everyone. Robinson is okay with that. You're not going to tickle some people's fancy being outspoken or tweeting things like I do when I say white male gamers were a mistake. You know, because it's only white male gamers that are criticizing things, right? All the people like you who start throwing racial slurs at the blacks who, the black people who do the same thing, criticize, you have black people say, hey, can you stop pandering? And you just start calling them coons and race traitors. It's not just white people, you stupid fucking bitch. I cannot stand these people who just assume it's all one person. It's like one group of people. It's not. Okay? Women criticize it. Black people criticize. Latino criticize. You got other people criticizing. It's not just white male gamers. You stupid, ignorant bitch. You are the racist, you stupid fucking bitch. Unclear in the room, majority perpetrators are white adjacent, cishet men. No, it's not, you stupid fucking bitch. The sheer level of scum-sucking filth that permeates the gaming community is apparent. I'm disgusted to even share an interest with so many people. So, actually, what's the one? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So it had the potential to possibly be good, but now that Sweet Baby Ink's involved, guess what? Say goodbye to that. Say goodbye to all of that. It's gonna be exactly what you'd expect from Sweet Baby Ink. Infested with freaking DEI, modern terminology, modern politics, you name it, it's gonna be in there because they cannot help themselves because they're not in it to make a good game anymore. They're in it to, oh, we need to push this so people can feel represented. And then you have people like her working on these games and community managers and this and that who can't keep their mouth shut and show their clear disdain for an entire group of people and then wonder why the game fails when it comes out. It's not. No, it's not the person going on saying, "Oh, I fucking hate white people." And no, it's the gamer. It's always the gamer. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.